Hi, beautiful soul. I'm Rachel Scoltock, angel medium, with your angel messages and psychic guidance for this week, November the 11th through to the 18th. Now, this is a really huge moment, and I know it's November 11th, 11/11, but on such a we get these signals from spirit, right? The dates, the numbers, the angel numbers, the signs, and things happening in our earthly realm. And the angels want us to know that whilst things on the earthly realm can have an effect on collective energy, collective thought, fear and love, peace and disharmony, that actually it's a lag, it's a slight lag. And so, what's really going on, the thing that really creates the shift, is much bigger than anything that's happening on the earth. And the earth, what's happening on earth and in your personal life or on world events, is like it's like someone throwing a huge boulder into the lake, and then the waves of that going out and hitting certain people. And they hit us in different ways depending on our own consciousness, depending on our own choices in life, depending on how the way we think, and also the things that are going on for us personally. And of course, where we live has an effect as well, right? So, as how we react, how we respond to those ripples that are coming from the cosmos, coming from spirit, that are divinely aligned, if you like, is really us. And the rest of it, right? We're not the cause. We have a cause, but we are feeling very much the effects. It's what we do with that that's important. And so, right here and now, we're in a massive shift. And that shift that has been coming for a long time, we've been told about it for a long time, is now having its effects. And so, it's much more important now to remember to tune into the higher frequencies, your higher self, your intuition, your angels, your intuitive psychic guides, your spiritual guides, rather than the fear, the negativity, the guilt, because we're learning much more. The split is getting wider, that you are learning so much on a much stronger basis that you have a choice between fear and love. And so, given that, and given this is such an auspicious time, it's such a big time, you might be feeling like, right, there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, but I'm actually feeling quite okay. And that's because the work you've done or your intentions are all connected to the higher realms, the rising above energy, rather than the lower realms. And nobody is getting blamed or guilted, or you're more spiritual than I am, or I'm more spiritual than you. We're not doing that, because that's ego, right? And so, what we have to remember, we have two ways of manifesting in life. Every moment that your feet are on the earth, that you are here in a human body as a spiritual being having this experience, is that you have the opportunity to choose from your ego, the fear mind, the karmic mind, the mental plane, right? We have great influence on the mental plane, right? Worry, fear, anxiety. We feel it in our bodies. We can infect other people with it. We can spread lies and paranoia, or we can spread love and peace. So that can be happening on the mental plane. We can be very influenced by that on every level, but it creates a sense of struggle. It creates kind of what we call karma, negative karma, right? Or we get to choose to manifest on the higher plane, working with the divine energies. That's why it's so wonderful to work with the angels, because we're working with divine energy, the divine mind, not our little human mind that can get all caught up in negativity, judgment, worry, lack, scarcity, blame, judgment, separation, all of that. So, what do you want to choose? Do you want to choose from manifesting with ego or manifesting with the divine mind? I know what the answer is. So, when we see that something has become manifest in ego, very difficult, because then that sort of sucks us down the kind of ego vacuum cleaner, and we're like, oh, we get caught up in it. We have to recognize the only way to undo it is with the divine mind, because lack, scarcity, fear, negativity, judgment, all of the bad things on earth do not exist in the divine mind. They are not divinely created, is what that means. And so we can call in the divine energy, and we each have our own personal connection to it, including our own angels with us, helping us all the time to undo what has been done. So we can say there is no tyranny in the divine mind. There's no debt in the divine mind. There's no lack in the divine mind. I am not a victim in the divine mind. This doesn't exist in the divine mind, and therefore it can be undone. And so we can start to use affirmations, visualizations, prayer, and refuse and start to change our own mindset and shift ourselves away from ego so that we can start manifesting with a higher energy. So that's a message mainly for this week, without pulling a card, because the angels have been talking to me about this all week, and they've been talking to me very intensely yesterday, Sunday, when I started to feel better finally. You can still hear it in my voice, so apologies for that, but I'm not apologizing for being sick. Yeah. But the fact is, the angels have wanted to get this message across to you, is that instead of putting your power outside of yourself, this situation, this person, this problem, this thing in the past, this thing that might be coming in the future has power over me, is take your power back and say, I am a powerful being connected to divine energy, and I deny the energy of karma that has been created by ego. I deny the lack, the scarcity, the fear. And I am now going to create from the higher mind. I'm going to give all that fear. I'm going to surrender it to the divine, the angels. And I am going to surrender it because I know that the only thing that can fix this is divine energy. So I surrender all of my burdens, all of my worries, all of my concerns into the divine, knowing that there are divine solutions to every problem. There's an angel answer to every problem, believe me. And we don't want to be carrying that heaviness ourselves. We want to be free to manifest something else, to have happiness, to have joy, to have love. So those are the messages for this week. Now, I will pull you some cards because I know how much you love the cards, and I'm sure they're going to mimic what the angels are saying. But just know that we're in this huge shift. Now, today being 11/11, I'm in Australia, so if you're watching this from somewhere else in the world, you might be thinking it's not yet, but it is in Australia, where New Zealand's the first to see the new day, and then us. Is 111 means watch your thoughts. Is what you're thinking about, worrying about, talking about, typing about, posting about what you want to manifest? Is that what you want to see happen? No? Then watch it, change it to what you want rather than what you don't want. Now, of course, there's work to be done. And sometimes when things manifest into the real world, you might say, oh my gosh, I manifested this relationship and I don't love this relationship is abusive. Then you've got to use your feet and your voice and your wisdom and your creativity and the support around you to move yourself away from that. That's the thing that you have to do. Sometimes something manifests in the physical things sometimes have to happen for you in the meantime to remove it from your life. Don't be passive. But that's guided action. That's wisdom. But sometimes we also have to surrender the whole situation. Like, how am I going to make money? How am I going to pay my rent? Their guidance will come. Surrender it until then and focus your mind on what you want. I am so happy and grateful for the abundance in my life that allows me to fully and easily pay all my bills with plenty to share and spare. Find them, create affirmations and work with the angels and the divine, and start to use your spiritual tools now, because we need them now more than ever. Remember, there's nothing to fear but fear itself. But the split is happening. It's like, are we going to live in ego, or are we going to live in with our divine spiritual tools and work with the higher mind or the lower mind? Lower mind will create karmic, awful situations all day long. You can't solve a problem with the same energy that you created it. I feel like crying. Thank you, angels. All right, so light workers, time to step up. Time to stop allowing the ego to take over and sabotage you. Time to step up. The angels are waiting. Okay, now Angels, give us some cards this week. So we're working with Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel, the angels of the four directions. I've called them in before we started. And this session is completely protected with higher energy. So it's impenetrable to lower negative forces. So we know that the information we're getting is high integrity. Now, if you're wondering what happened last week with my event, I had to postpone it for 2 weeks because I had a sinus infection. I don't know what it is. It was something. So I couldn't speak. I had no voice Thursday and Friday. So I've postponed it until November the 22nd. So you still have time to sign up for the psychic activation for your spiritual vision. We're opening the third eye. How about the timing, guys? Oh my gosh. It's going to be amazing. Wow. Okay. Thank you, angels. So I pulled out 4 cards from the Guardian Angel Messages deck for you, working with the angels. And we first get this 9 of Earth. Now, 9s are about completion. It's like going to the next level. You know, I don't play computer games, but I remember the old days, go to the next level, right? You've reached a whole new level. And that's what you're feeling if you're tapping into this new energy. We are at a new level of manifestation. And so we still can manifest bad things. We can manifest good things, but we're at a quicker, speeded up. So if you're in the mood for manifesting abundance and joy and peace on earth and peace in your life, then we can't control other people. Remember that. Then this is the card for you, because this is saying, this is an abundance card. So it's saying you can manifest what it is that you need. Keep your mind focused on the light. If you're a light worker, this is, remember that the 9s can also mean like get to work. It's time for you to stop mucking around. And the angel said that to me just before we pulled these cards. There is also an element of being independent and finding your own peace, not tapping into the herd mentality here, and knowing that whilst other people might manifest things that they don't like, you don't have to, and you don't have to get involved in that. You can declare yourself, I'm manifesting for myself. I don't have to tap into the fear, the collective fear. I can create peace. And sometimes when something happens that makes everybody fearful, which is what has just happened, is, you know, with the US elections, is that it's not just happening in the US, around the world, a lot of people are feeling fear, and that I'm not minimizing that at all. I'm talking about it from a spiritual perspective right now. I have my own thoughts about things, is that sometimes we've got to go to the ocean, we've got to go to the creek, we've got to go into our gardens, we've got to look at the bees buzzing and the birds, and we've got to get grounded. And we're going to go right here and now, I am safe, and not run into the imaginary future and not go into the past. Be present, because the point of power is in the present moment. That's what Louise Hay taught us before she left us after a long life of teachings. The point of power, your power is here and now. It's not in the future. It's not in the past. It's in your now moment. And so when you run into the future, no matter what subject you're thinking about, you can feel fear because there's no energy there yet. It hasn't been created. We don't want to create it by creating imaginings that we don't want to see. We're very powerful like that. That's why the angels are saying, be careful what you say, careful what you write, careful what you type, careful what you think. And so remember to have those pockets of joy, pockets of peace, pockets of meditation, pockets of connecting with spirit, and affirmation is really helpful. But we have a very positive, peaceful card for this moment, for the present moment, for this week ahead. You have something at the tips of your fingertips that you're about to manifest, and the angels are giving you the green light and the go ahead. You can make it wonderful and beautiful. So what's in the block position and why? Well, this is the Queen of Water, and I love that she's turned up because, again, she's independent, she's psychic, she knows her power. Look at this lady. You know she's not mucking about. You can trust your psychic vibes. Stop questioning them. Psychic vibes are not fearful. They might give you a little rumble of, oh, better not turn down that dark street, metaphorically or actually, but they won't linger. They won't give you negative stories. They won't tell you terrible, long, convoluted things. That's the ego, and it sometimes pretends to be your psychic self. So trust your psychic vibe. If you're like, I'm getting a message to do something, and it seems illogical because, you know, all around me, everyone's shouting that the sky is falling in. Trust it. But also here, it's like you don't have to get affirmed by everybody else. You can trust yourself. So if you've not been feeling particularly psychic or intuitive, and the fear has been sort of like cluttering you up, and it doesn't matter what it's about, there's not only one thing going on in this earth at the moment, the algorithm might tell you something else, is that you are intuitive, you are psychic, but you need to regularly look after that. If you're intuitive and psychic, you are a sensitive soul, and to be sensitive means that you're sensitive to fear. It can act like, imagine driving through a huge muddy puddle and all of that mud sticking to your windscreen, and you've just got a little tiny hole to see through. That's not great, is it? Excuse me. So when you're being affected by fear, that means you're being impacted. It's like mud sticking to your third eye, sticking to your psychic channels, your chakras, your aura, and it's going to warp how much you see, what you see, and you might mistake, you might start not trusting. So clearing, energetic clearing. Go to my angel library. It's free, and there are 3 guided angelic meditations, ones that I sell. They're professional, they're not just any old things, that are hugely popular for cleansing your energy. And you can go and grab those and listen to them and just allow your energy to be cleared. Get the fear off you. Guidance. It's an awakening. You're going through a huge awakening. Now, there's this kind of myth in spiritual circles that you just have one awakening and that's it, you know, hey, I've had my awakening. That's not true, is it? We have loads of awakenings. Awakenings happen when something big, maybe good, maybe bad, happens, seemingly bad, right? Because judgment is the ego that makes us go, question, okay, am I doing everything I'm supposed to be doing? Is, you know, we get shown a new perspective. Excuse me. So here the angels are saying a lot of things in life can be a mirror, and we can look at things and go, okay, what's that showing me that I need to heal in myself? Am I so disliking the judgment and ego that's out in the world? Where can I clean that up in myself? Am I so disliking how this person is ignoring me? How am I ignoring myself, or how am I ignoring others? So here the angels are saying, pause for perspective, meditate, do some clearing, and know that right now you're just looking at all these different perspectives. You're in a moment of awakening, and awakenings are great because they lead us to a new level. They help us to see things. They help us to strengthen our wisdom. And, you know, you might have an awakening where you're like, just realized that my boss at work treats me really badly, and I've been asking for a raise for years and nothing's happened, and I just keep putting up with it. Awakening, right? That's an awakening. So know that it's leading you to wisdom, that the blindfolds are stripping off, that you are being shown something important that's going to help you ultimately with your life. The universe is on your side. The divine is, and the angels are always working for your highest good. And I love these 2 as the outcome. So we've got the lovers. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to meet your soulmate, but if that's something that you're putting out there, then take this as a really, really good sign. But the lovers is all about harmony, emotions, and making sure that we're clear about the choices that we're making, that they align with who we are now, and they align with our higher selves. And this card, the Knight of Earth, We had that last week, if you remember. It's about taking responsibility for our own truth, our own energy. I've said to a lot of people this week, pull your energy in. It's too big, it's too wide. And that's why you're feeling so impacted. Empaths, just big-hearted, loving, compassionate people. You think you're here to change and heal the world, which in a way you are. But you can't do that with your energy. And so if you've got a huge energy out there, you're not just picking up the stuff you want to pick up, you're picking up on a lot of people's fear, pain, struggles, negativity. And that's making you feel worse. So go on my website and look for the empath's prayer in the blog. You know, may the energy for today come from the divine source and not from my energy. Let the energy that is released in my presence today go back to source and not come into my energy. And so it is. Amen. And pull your energy in around you, because your energy is for you. And when you've got something to share, it comes through you, not from you. All right, my lovelies, I've got to go. Sending you so much love. Don't forget to sign up for the Archangel Raphael Activate Your Spiritual Vision on the 22nd of November. We're going to be doing a huge angelic activation in alignment with this shift. I understand now why it had to wait. Sending you so much love, and have a beautiful, peaceful week. Remember, pockets of joy, pockets of love, pockets of self-love. Take care.